Hey, this is Sarah from the Mystical Rose. We're doing more big three pulls here today. So by request, the first one is a Gemini Sun, Pisces Moon, and Virgo Rising. Right away, I am pulling the mutable card because this person has the big three all immutable signs. So they are flowing through life. They are here to experience many different things. They are helping bring in the new season. When you have a mutable sign, you're flowing from the end of one to the beginning of the next. And the mutable energy here teaches us to let that happen, let go, move on, and surrender to the divine timing in life. So the Gemini Sun person, we have the air energy being the shining point in their chart. So this brings an intellectual component to that mutable movement in the sun sign here, saying that we're building connections here. Gemini is all about partnership thinking, bouncing ideas off of people, understanding other people's experiences, and then taking that data to compare it to their own experiencing. The exchanging of ideas is very strong here. I really like this card that has the butterfly on it because it's just like flying around, collecting as much data as they can to really sustain their curiosity for other people's experiences. Then we have the Pisces Moon. So on this subconscious, instinctual, and deeply emotional level, we have the Pisces energy. So this mutable sign is all about flowing through our feelings, finding compassion, releasing judgments, and understanding that other people are going to have different feelings, creating a safe space for people to let their truth out to the Pisces, who then in turn gives them the compassion and understanding that validates their intimate experiences as well. Also, Pisces being in the moon leads to deep creativity. If you have a Pisces moon, you probably have some type of artistic talent or a way that you see things that are a little different from other people. Maybe when you really express your feelings through words or music or some type of art, you feel a lot better. It helps you release all that. You carry a lot of psychic energy from others, so it's important to find some way to let it out. So this person started with their Virgo rising on their ascendant. So in addition to the mutable energy of the sensitive feeling Pisces and the social curious Gemini, now we're starting here at the Virgo rising, that before the general public or any new area of life for this person, they're going to always be collecting the information and really observing what is going on around them before they just dive right in. This is somebody who wants to know all the details, wants to know who's going to the party before they decide if they're going, and who is really more confident the more information that they have. So the more details, the better for Virgo rising. And they're most confident when they feel like they can predict what is going to be happening to them. They're also suckers for getting drawn into chaotic people. Virgo loves to make sense and organize chaos. So a lot of people that flow through their lives need that kind of attention and help. So this is a good balance here of yin and yang energy. So this person has two of the yin energies, the more reflective and receptive energy, and then the driving force of the sun here in that yang. So we can expect that this person is a doer, a feeler, a thinker, and really looking to get the most out of life. This person's not a type of person that just sits around. They're probably always doing, moving, meeting people, probably have lots of friends, lots of places to be, interested in many different things. Okay, so we're going to move on now to the next request, and that was a person with a Scorpio rising. So now we have to take away the mutable sign here and change it for the fixed modality, because Scorpio is very steadfast, determined, persistent. They are the ones that really solidify their season. They're here to make sure that all goes well with where they are and what they've spent their time invested in. Investments is a key word for Scorpio. They're not just floating around aimlessly. They usually have a very strong intent and purpose behind their actions. They want whatever they're doing to pay off in the end. So they are going to consider that before they dive into stuff. So a Scorpio rising person is going to be very shrewd in how they gain information just to decide if it's worth their time and investment. This person has a Cancer sun, so now we see 2 water elements back to back. So we move from the psychological energy of Scorpio to the home body energy of Cancer, both in the water sign. This is emotional feeling, becoming emotionally bonded with those that they care about, and a need to emotionally protect themselves. When we think water sign, sometimes we think really like soft, warm, fuzzy, wanting to be hugged and cry together. But if you have a Scorpio rising and a Cancer sun, you might actually have a really hard shell, a really tough exterior. You have probably experienced emotional pain early on in life from being too raw and vulnerable. And as an adult, a double water sign sometimes is tougher on the outside than you would imagine, because they have that shell to protect themselves. They're not interested in letting everyone in. So both of those exoskeleton type of exteriors protect their soft inside. So not a lot of people even get to know the true them. They put on a face. They're very good at performing to seem casual, disconnected. But once you really get to know them, you see that softness and that they actually are really emotional, and they prefer to be close with a few people than to be just superficial with a bunch of people. This person has a Taurus moon, so now we see an opposition between the rising sign and the moon sign here. So we have a little pull on how we're showing up to new things, how we are expressing ourselves, what our image is versus what our emotional needs are. So this person might be a little bit more complicated in the way that they might need a little bit more time to sit in their feelings, figure things out. Taurus is interested in their physical security. Scorpio is interested in their emotional security. Cancer is interested in steadfast, finding a place to feel safe altogether. So I feel like this person doesn't really rush into things. I think that when they do make a decision, they're really in it for the long haul, and they're considering their own best interest a lot, because they don't want to put all this dedication that they might give someone into the wrong hands. So you slow to trust, but once they finally do, you can count on it, because they have already probably considered all scenarios of the other person's motivations, and they've considered it a good idea. Taurus moon has a lot of love to give. They are the yin energy, and they like to receive love too. They like to help build something with someone. This is an earth sign, so this person's big 3. This is the only earth that they have. So when they get that emotional security that the first 2 energies need, then the last one can really build a foundation with somebody. And that's what they prefer. They want to leave something behind that they can lean on. They don't want to just be flowing through life. These 2 fixed energies and 1 cardinal. This person's going to want to build something and be having a say in what happens to them. And they want to feel that their efforts have brought something good to them, and they can really stand on that foundation. So the last one we're going to pull is a Aquarius sun and rising. So this person from request had a Aquarius sun and rising sign. So now we have that fixed energy in both signs. Uranus is different though, because it has 2 rulers. It has the Uranus and it has Saturn. So although everyone thinks of Aquarius as being this eccentric, unpredictable energy that Uranus carries. It actually has Saturn too, which is structure and restraint. It's an air sign, and there's a lot of mental energy here in this last air sign of Aquarius. The thinking that was done in the first two air signs then transforms into how we can innovate and change, make things better. What can we do to make the changes needed that will really propel our visions forward? So if you have an Aquarius rising and sun, this is something that's really close to home for you. You embody this energy. You're ready to take on new challenges, think it through, and then watch as your vision comes to reality. There is the risk of being ostracized for visions that are not accepted by peers. It is the Aquarius rising struggle to be put in situations where people aren't ready for change, that they are the ones ripping off the Band-Aid and bringing attention to outdated norms. And people are resistant to change. So the Aquarius rising person, and then having a sun as that too, it is your journey in life to align with the light of the sun, to really feel in alignment of yourself. So you're not going to be able to let the things go that you really know need to change. You will take on causes in yourself and those around you that you really feel are close to your heart. And this persistence that the Aquarius has in the fixed energy will really see through that there's some type of results of your efforts here. So Aquarius being a fixed sign, although they shake things up with their presence, long term, they really are looking for stability, and they're looking to work hard and long on worthy causes. So let's go down to this person also has a Gemini moon. So now we have the air, and air. So 3 airs. This person is a thinker, intellectualizing events that go on in their life. The Mercury ruled Gemini makes the mind sharp, curious, quick learner. You have the ability to collect a lot of information and then use it to help get your visions going. This is an all 3 yang energy here. So although the rest of your chart might have yin energy, you are predominantly yang energy. That means that you really are here to be doing things. This is not a receiving energy. This is a creating energy. You are trying to get a job done here. You might have a lot of ambitions. You might feel like you're called to do things and that your presence is needed, and that you, even if you feel like you don't belong, Aquarius sometimes feels like an outcast, you know that what you're trying to do is worth it, and you're willing to continue because you know that we need to be moving forward as a society, and you see it and you're willing to take that chance to make it happen. Okay, we'll stop here for this round. Thanks so much.